Systemic failures. Those are just a couple of words being used to describe the police response to the Uvalde school shooting in a report released today by a Texas House committee investigating the attack.
The report says nearly 400 law enforcement officers responded to the scene. A majority of the officers were from either state or federal agencies.
Yeah, here's a breakdown of those agencies that responded. The report outlines 149 officers were from Border Patrol, 91 were from DPS, 25 from the Uvalde Police Department, and just 5 officers from the Uvalde School District. The rest of the officers were from multiple surrounding agencies.
There's just so much outlined in the report, but one thing highlighted by state lawmakers is that no one person is to blame.
Now, following the release of the report, a news conference followed to provide a public update and actually just ended within the last 5 minutes or so. KENS 5 reporter Sarah Duran was there. She joins us live now with what we've learned. Sarah?
Hey there, yeah, I just stepped out of that press conference. When I left, it was still ongoing. Lots of questions being tossed around to the committee inside right now, just trying to figure out and get some clarification about this report. But I wanted to step out here this afternoon to tell you what we know so far. There's a lot to break down here with this report. The preliminary report is over 80 pages long, but it's said to be given the clearest picture of what happened on May 24th. Now, the report says it's likely that most of the victims died immediately during the first 3 minutes the gunman was alone inside the school and before any responder set foot in that building. However, the committee later says in the report some victims could have survived if they did not have to wait over 70 minutes for rescue. We now know, based off this report, that this is due to the result of multiple systemic failures. Since the shooting, much of the blame has been on School Police Chief Pete Arredondo. This report now widely blames federal, state, and local agencies for their response that day. Officers described the scene as chaotic, but still failed to act. And even then, no one approached Arredondo to establish incident command. We now know Arredondo should have been incident commander that day, and according to the report, there were multiple opportunities for a command to be set up by multiple agencies. Ultimately, the report comes down to training deficiencies, lack of leadership and approach. Again, guys, this report is preliminary. The committee's work is not complete. There are still multiple investigations going on at this time. And right now, as we're live with you here on air, I also wanted to share with you some new information I just got to my inbox not that long ago. We have learned that the city has placed Lieutenant Mariano Pargas on administrative leave. Lieutenant Pargas was the acting chief of police for the city of Uvalde the day of the shooting. And right now, after we get off air, we are working to learn more information about this new development here. The mayor is inside right now, so we're going to head back inside. But of course, coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll have more information about this report that we've received today. To see the report right now, you can visit our website at kens5.com. Reporting in Uvalde, Sarah Duran, back to you.
Sarah, thank you. From the moment school employees found out about the gunman on campus, the House committee found technology delayed the lockdown alert and not all teachers were notified. The committee learned poor Wi-Fi connectivity delayed the lockdown alert that the principal sent out to teachers. Not all teachers received it, including the teacher in room 111 who survived the shooting but had multiple students perish. Even with the faulty technology, no one used the school intercom as another way to communicate the lockdown. Officials also found there was a recurring problem with maintaining the school's doors and locks. In particular, the locking mechanism in room 111 was widely known to not work. It was never fixed, and no one placed a work order to have it repaired.
And late this afternoon, the city of Uvalde is responding to the release of the report by taking 3 actions. First, the city will be releasing all body cam footage from Uvalde police officers. The city initially held off in doing so at the direction of the district attorney, claiming they were waiting for all agencies to release video until a final report was released. Second, the city placed Lieutenant Mariano Pargas on administrative leave because Pargas was acting as chief of police on the day of the shooting. This will allow allow the city to see if Lieutenant Pargas was responsible for taking command, what actions he took to establish command, and whether or not that was even possible. And finally, the city says it will conduct its own internal investigation regarding UPD's response and actions on that day. Of course, there's so much to unpack with this report. You can read the full report for yourself by just going to our website at kens5.com. We are also working to go through all of that body cam footage released by the city. We will have much more tonight at 10.